Well, doing business with people you know, trust, and appreciate, you show they've got good integrity and respect. That's what we're talking about here. They happen to make cabinets, by the way, to everybody, and they do some big jobs all around the country, and especially service our region right here in St. Louis. If you're looking for good, trustworthy people to work with, listen here. If you're looking to figure out how to run a business, follow the model you'll see here. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in just a second. Welcome, everyone, to Your Little Castle Show. Yours truly, Carter Rethwish, a.k.a. the Cardinal Cowboy. This thing has been notarized. He's notorious, or is he known? Whatever you want to say. I have a lot of fun. We get to work at a lot of organizations. Cool stuff. And boy, it's just if you're not having some kind of excitement, then life is just kind of boring. But when ABC approached me years ago and said, "Hey, we think you should have a TV show here in our community," I took them up on it. So here we are. Now we're 9 years later. The original show, Cowboy and Judge show, thanks to the Judge and the Car Shield guys, that worked out wonderfully. And then I said, I'm going to split off at some point. At one point, we had two shows, Cowboy and Judge and Your Little Castle, for the last 4 years, 8 months, almost 5 years, Your Little Castle show. But the key to this is the fact that I get to bring in some experts who really know what they're talking about, who have good heart. You can say the integrity and qualities that you're looking for when you're looking for somebody to do business with. And it's so important because most often you find those in smaller businesses who don't have $300,000 a month marketing budgets, but they need to get their word out. So that's why my mom said, Carter, keep doing what you're doing. She said, cut back on all the charity stuff. You're starting to do too much and you're going to run yourself in the ground. But if you really want to help people, help small businesses, because they hire the people in the communities. They provide, and they sponsor the baseball teams and the charity stuff. So that's what we've got here. I think a great example. So with that was my quick diatribe, but I wanted to get that off my chest. With that, I like one of my favorite questions is, what is the biggest mistake the average consumer makes when they're making a purchase of cabinets? Because this is not going to be a small purchase typically.
No, it's not. I'm just going to say, like, the custom side versus I'm not saying you can't do non-custom cabinets, but what the benefit of custom cabinets is even on a lot of people think in a larger kitchen is where you need custom cabinets. I actually sometimes disagree. I think in a smaller kitchen is where you need the custom cabinets, because we can optimize every inch of that smaller space.
Yeah, so you really got to make good use of the space.
You do. The whole small kitchen has to be functional. So I think the smaller kitchens, also the smaller kitchens are less expensive too. So you can maybe afford those custom cabinets where you don't think you can. But factory cabinets are nice too. Box cabinets are nice too. It's just the custom side, you can really get what you want.
How much does somebody save by going with a factory cabinet versus a custom cabinet? Is that big a difference?
It depends. There is a big swing on factory cabinets too, on price points. But a good factory cabinet, if you buy a good factory cabinet, we're probably 20% higher. So.
Okay. But it's made up for it with all of the other resources you're bringing.
Our materials, our construction methods, and our finishes are much better.
Yeah. It'll last a lot longer and stay beautiful longer. And
multiple generations.
You don't have to replace it as quickly, and that all adds up to. So that's what he said. You get what you pay for, and don't cut corners. We talked about that. Very important message there. Residential and commercial. You do some commercial, you said just a little bit.
Yeah,
we probably
only do 5 or 10% commercial jobs, and a lot of that is because the contractors we worked with on residential really push us to do certain jobs for them. So the commercial jobs we do are really tied in heavily with the contractors we worked with on the residential side. And
you're seeing this come through and helping us all to get done.
Great, yes.
Tell me the process here. Are those home flippers and home builders, are they putting the pressure on to get this done?
So I was thinking about that earlier too. Some people probably what they don't expect is that custom cabinets takes a little bit of extra time, more time to go through the process just to make sure that it's a product that you want to have in your home forever. So if you expect to flip a kitchen over in 4 weeks, that's not probably realistic. It's going to take longer, maybe 12 weeks once you get the design and once you get production started. So we do everything in Evansville, Illinois. So it's close, but still we have to have time to build it and make sure that it fits your needs.
Okay, so a lot of the supplies you're getting are from local. You were talking about Kansas City for the actual materials. Yep. What part was done in Evansville?
So that's where our production facility is. So
okay,
that's where our shop is.
We're making cabinets there every day.
Okay.
Our showroom is in Redbud.
Okay, that's
and our shop is 7 miles south of Redbud in Evansville. Yep.
Okay, and there's Evansville, Indiana, but this is
that's not that
right.
one.
That one's another 150 miles.
This one is a whopping 850 people that live there. So
okay, make sure you get that straight. You're not going that far, but it's nice to have things all in the vicinity there, so that you can get. And when you've got you're customizing things,
Yep.
you don't want to have to ship something across the country and find out it wasn't
Yeah.
right. You can,
That's right,
You
yep.
can adapt and make sure everything's done correctly. That's important, especially because if somebody's got a change to be made, it's a change order, or is that what they call
Yep,
it?
yep.
But is it? Then you're going to hold on. And what is the agreement typically? If somebody they can do that up to a certain point, or how do?
Yeah, we probably allow more than we should.
Okay.
As long as, I mean, we've been known to unfortunately change colors as the day before we paint it. If we have that color in stock or something. But yeah,
Okay.
normally it's always best to have those choices made before we start the job in the shop. Yeah.
All right. Is this what you're dealing with many times? Kristen,
So
you see
we
some of
came
these?
up with a contract. So
Okay.
we have a contract just like you do everywhere else. I say you can't go to a big box store and put nothing down to order those cabinets or
Okay.
get a dishwasher. So we require deposit just like everybody else. So then there are no changes after that. So once we start
Okay.
that process is the goal.
But as far as the customization type things, those kinds of changes, those are things that you can do that can't even be done with the other.
Right.
But all of that is done during the early design
Right.
process before you put a down payment down. Yeah.
Before we're signing contracts. So
Yep.
make sure you're getting exactly what you want.
Okay. But the customization, something that is possible versus
Yep.
the pre.
Everything we do is custom, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's custom. Okay, that's good because I can't imagine two kitchens are ever exactly the same.
Nope, they never
Maybe
are.
at McDonald's, but
Never are.
Nope.
okay. So there's some customization there that is.
And we've
Let's
had
see.
some repeat customers too who have built more than one house and they want close to what they had in their old house.
Okay.
They were so happy with the product and just the way the cabinets looked and functioned for them every day. So we kept a similar design.
Yeah, because if you're off by an inch, that's still a different cut that's got to be
Right.
made. And that's where Dylan's machines come in for all the stuff we
right.
do for
Right.
things. He's explained to me some of these machines, but they are precise. I'll never forget this. We were watching one of my shows, and one of the cameras, I had the battery pack went out, so I had a guy manually moving it, and he was forcing it a little bit, but I couldn't see because I'm trying to do the interview, and he was bouncing it. And I showed it to Dylan. He was just like, I can't believe you let that air, because he's such. I'm like, oh, Dylan's the guy. Like everything's down to the exact 90
That's right.
degrees. You know exactly. But that's what you've got to do with cabinets.
Yep. And
it
with
is.
floors, we have to accommodate for older houses. We
Okay.
love remodel projects too, but that can be a challenge to make sure everything sits well. So
Yeah.
extra.
And we
extra time.
redid that show, but we had to air it as it was, but there was always things you can do in post, they call it. So lots of fun
Sure.
there. But things you can do, but you can't do those kinds of things digitally after it's done with cabinets like you can with
right.
video.
That's
Make
very
those
true.
decisions early on. What do you like about the St. Louis area? You serve mostly the Metro East side, you said?
Yeah, mostly on the Metro East.
And what do you enjoy about that part of the planet? And where all do you go besides that?
Our biggest contractor that we work with is out of O'Fallon, Illinois.
Okay.
So we do probably 40% of our work with them. But because of that, we are really well known in that area. So not only do we do 40% of our work with that one contractor, but I'd probably say another 20 to 30% of our work is from that area because of our reputation in O'Fallon area. So we do a lot in O'Fallon, Illinois area, but we also get to St. Louis probably 6 to 15 times a year, 6 to half a dozen times a year. Yep.
Okay. Especially when you're visiting Dylan. He's over here.
Yeah, he's over here. Yep.
That's actually not too far. I've been to his shop. But yeah, I mean, great. A lot of people don't realize there's a whole metro area over there. It's about close to
Yeah.
1 million people on that side of the river too.
Yep.
And we have some designer friends we work with, so we can work with an interior designer of the customer's choosing and work and collaborate with them to make sure that we can help make exactly what they want. So that's been helpful too, partnering with some other interior designers to get our name out there and get some referrals. So.
Okay. So you kind of, your wish is our command. Whatever people want, you will find a way to make it happen.
Yep.
Who's in charge of that? Are you the foreman? What's your
I guess
President,
I'm the
you're
ultimate no or yes.
Yes.
yes? We'll do that.
But yeah, one of my just because you see it on the internet does not always make it a good idea. Is the one thing I will say. But
True.
Just if you happen to see it on it, doesn't mean it's a reality. If it's on the internet, it must be true. No.
Right.
I mean, I don't know by now. That's not even close. But good to see that there's ultimately somebody says, okay, feasible, not feasible.
Yeah, yeah.
ROI, the money. Nobody's trying to lose.
Well, I don't want to design or build something that is that I know you're going to have problems with the quality 5 years down the road, or even 10 years down the road, or 15 years down the road.
Right.
I want to build something for you that I know is going to last 20, 30, 40 years. So, yep.
That makes sense too, right there. Get something longevity, everybody. When you're typically when you're buying a house, it's something. The average house I think is 7 years, but there's so many people I know that are like, but still like 7 years when they're 60 or 70,
Right.
and this is something they're gonna make sure get it done correctly because you cost yourself, especially when you do at 7 years when you're trying to sell it, and they're going, what happened with the cabinets in here?
Right.
Not the case here. You're gonna have beautiful cabinets here. Tell me a time though when you've had a customer, a client, been doing this as many years. You probably had many times like this where somebody was just like left out on a limb. Maybe they had a contractor that didn't come through, or the work didn't get done, but you had to step up and fix a problem for somebody. A few of those times, I would imagine.
I'm sure there are.
I can think more of commercial contractors that we've done and projects. So those are really tight timelines. So we almost have to stop production just for a moment to get some commercial work pushed through. But we love a challenge, and our team stepped up. We also did a big open house celebration for our 40th anniversary. So we have this gorgeous custom closet that anybody can come see at our showroom, and our team put that together in no time. Everybody was working all the hours.
So the responsiveness you've got with the team.
So actually, I would say that one thing, and I don't think about it because it happens so often, but one thing I like about, or one thing you would get with us on the custom side is, let's say my guys are out installing a job, and they run into a situation on a job site, especially in these older houses that the walls are never straight or something. We can usually, call our shop just in Red Bud in Evansville, Illinois, and we can repaint a piece or rebuild a door or something, and have that door done in a couple of days. Whereas from a factory, you're waiting usually at least a couple of weeks before you can get that new piece to continue the project. So a lot of times, just what we do every day is going to be solving problems on a job site that. Things that come up that you don't expect, that we have our shop right there in Evansville that we can address those issues.
Yeah, this kind of work, if you were to go to the big box stores, this isn't even an option.
Not an option.
Not an option. These kind of variables, they're well set. There's like, it's blue or yellow. There's your options, or white or...
Yep. Here's your size.
Here's
That's all
your
you
size.
get. Yeah.
Okay. This is what you get. That's interesting to see. But hey, running a business, that's what you got to do. And being able to be that responsive makes it all the better, especially when we're talking about the high quality you're getting for people here. What's the biggest challenge you think you've gone through over the years? Was it growing, or what would you say?
That's what I was going to say. Probably just dealing with the growth. I think we've gone from, since I took over in 2011, 300,000 in sales. I think we're about 4 million this year. So it's been a heck of a ride in the growth of the company. I'm always hiring new people and trying to figure out better, faster ways to do things, but still maintaining that quality build. So that's probably been the hardest challenge, is the growth.
Yeah, growing pains. There was a whole show dedicated to that. I think, but it's just literally when you're trying to expand and you get somebody in there and they don't fit, and then you got to find somebody else. And the time you spent with them, and then
makes you appreciate the good ones you have.
Yeah,
and the ones that stick around.
Finding the right matches for the people that you're going to work with to make it work together. Well, obviously, very much success and a lot of great things that have been done here that you've put your time and energy to. If there's one thing that you think that has really made it worth your while, what would you say that is?
I really enjoy walking through the kitchen with the customer at the end of the job, just seeing how happy they are with it. And we get told all the time, this is the dream kitchen that I've wanted my whole life. So just seeing the satisfaction on the customer's face.
Yes. Seeing the satisfaction on a customer's face has got to be one of the most rewarding, especially when they're looking, at cabinets that they used to have that were dilapidated, beat up, maybe weren't even fully functional, hinges falling off, panels falling off, but now they're walking in like, boy, I got the Taj Mahal right here at my home. I get to live here and wake up every day.
Yep.
Makes it awesome.
Mine's a little different too from the PR perspective. I love seeing our logo at the local softball field and the baseball fields, and partnering with our boosters organizations and really working for some charities in the area that we couldn't have done a long time ago. So as we grow, we also have more opportunities to give back, and that's what I love to see too.
There you go. Giving back, being part of the community, and having an impact on our little planet here. Wherever the word spreads quickly when you're doing good or bad. Do the good. It'll longevity. It'll pay off in the long run. So with that, we'll back out to some more community. We interviewed Yogi Berra's granddaughter. She was a sports reporter too, everybody, by the way. Stay tuned. We'll be back with a little more of our community involvement, and then we'll be back here to finish up. Stay tuned. We're here with Lindsay Berra, Yogi Berra's granddaughter. Lindsay, great event here with the St. Louis Browns Historical Society. Tell me, what kind of an impact do you think your grandfather had on baseball?
oh my goodness, on baseball. I mean, he was in baseball from 1946 to 1992. I'm not going to do the math, but that is a very long time. I mean, I think there's records that he had as a player that will never be broken, like World Series records, World Series hits. I think he was one of the greatest catchers to ever play the game. I'll argue till I'm blue in the face that he's better than Johnny Bench because he won more, and that's what's important. Johnny Bench is great too, but I think my grandfather was the best catcher in the history of baseball. I think he was a great manager. He's got all these yogiisms that people remember that you can apply to any situation. So I think he definitely impacted the game in a lot of ways.
What do you like most about his legacy and what he has left behind for us to remember, and the yogiisms and his skills and so many championships for the Yankees?
I think the most important part of his legacy is, well, first of all, he's part of the greatest generation. He's a World War II veteran. He was a first-generation Italian immigrant who worked his butt off to make his way in this world. Beautiful 65-year love story with my Grammy Carmen. But he came back from World War II and became literally the best at what he did, and never for a second thought he was better than anybody else. He treated everybody he met, whether you were the President of the United States or a waiter in a restaurant or his kid, with the same kind of respect and humility and decency. And I think that's the legacy. Like, I think he inspires a lot of people to be better people, and you can't beat that.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. And remember, it ain't over till it's over, everybody.
It's not.
Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rathwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rathwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goal, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up.
So we're hearing all the time now why people need to be on our show, and it's pretty obvious. These days, the stats are proven. If you're going to get people's attention, you've got to get them with video. Google loves video. YouTube, obviously, is where you put your videos, and it's just a no-brainer. The problem is, until we kind of put together this whole format, there's no other way to get this kind of quality for the cost we put together. Because I'm a computer nerd, because I figured out how to automate, systematize, my buddy Paul worked for ABC. He's been on the show. He's been a host here. He's been KMOX. He's got his own shows there. He said, Carter, you're doing the job of 13 people. And he said, Carter, who does your graphics? 14 people. We've systematized this. Mom and Dad made me go to computer classes just in case the professional baseball career didn't work out. And so we started off doing 1 show, then 2 shows, then 3 shows, and then we had to jump to 5 shows a week just to fill the demand, because here you get a professional video that looks dynamite, that lets your business really showcase what they do, and you don't have to spend $10, $15, $20, $30,000 to do it. So if you'd like to be on the show, get a hold of us. and understand these stats. When you're on a show like this, when you put this on your website, you're going to decrease your bounce rate by 34%. You're going to increase your close rate, your conversion rate by up to 80%. We have clients tell us they get 25% more closed deals because of the show. They track this. They can speak to that. And you're going to just get an overall boom for your business. You've got to do video. If you have clients, we did an interview with them 2020. It's 2026. They have made over $360,000 by using our video. They came back to do it again. So get a hold of us. Jump on here. Go to bigleagues.com. That's BIGG leagues.com. Or call us or text us right there, the phone number you see there. And we look forward to having you on our show. Stay tuned. Giddy up. Well, there you have it, everybody. Lots of fun. And we have great conversation here also in between. So you guys, we didn't record all that. Sorry. But well, lots of fun. We enjoy making a little impact on our planet here. But we talk about it. But how has the media changed our little planet? Magnetize your media. Pick up this book. Yours truly wrote the forward here. They said, Carter, we don't know anybody that does more to make use of media, but it's a #1 seller on Amazon. You see that they got that little logo because they earned that, and you see they made me put my picture in there. But I said, Carter, you wrote the first chapter. You're only supposed to write 500 words. I ended up writing 1,800, but I did it one night and sent it over to them, and they put it in the book. Those are the kinds of things. But how is media? How's technology? Is this a question for you, Kristen?
Sure. I think I could talk more about the social media aspect, but absolutely, people are finding us, clicking on us, and they find our pictures we've done over the years. So that's something that I think impacts every business, small business, that we need certifiable projects that you can pull up at a moment's notice to see what kind of work we do. And so we've been all over the country now, so we can share different types. Some people like this brand, some people like minimalist. And so we have a little bit of everything on our social media sites, Facebook, Instagram. I love using music, so getting people's attention is what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's what they talk about. The name of the game is there's so many distractions, so many sources now. The key is getting the attention of your consumer.
I'd quickly say social media is really works well for our business because so much of what we do is represented in a photo. A plumber on Facebook is not going to have as much to show as a custom cabinet shop. So
here's a couple tubes coming together. You can trust that there's some water.
Social media works really well for what we do. Yeah.
The work you've got is beautiful. I'm gonna put up on the back wall of the website. We were scrolling down there in between, but give you a little quick live demo. But you can see legacy, distinction, tailored. They've got all different kinds of categories. Lots of great examples, and are up there on your social media. Those are reviews that you had. And then finally, some of the hours you've got there. But boy, if you're looking for somebody that knows what they're doing, I'm going to leave that up on the TV wall behind us here for everybody to take a look at. But great looking stuff, and they really know what they're doing. So we are sitting here with Glenn, and I'm going to put I'll put the wide camera up, and his wife, Kristen Wolter. She's public relations. Wolter Custom Cabinets. WolterCustomCabinets.com. 618-282-3158. And obviously many years to make this successful. And if you can stick around for 40 years in business, then you're doing something right. Especially these days with the innovations and new technologies, and they're going to come in and make cabinets out of paper mache. I mean, who knows what they're going to do. But you've got to always stay on the cutting edge. Great looking stuff. What do you think are some of the mistakes that the big box stores or some of the other guys make, without naming by names, but something just to make sure the customers are worried about?
I would probably go back to the design, probably. Trying to think about a lot of things about how the customer is going to use the kitchen differently than the customer before them. I mean, I've been around kitchens and kitchen designs for I'm almost 50 years old, fortunately. And so I've been around kitchens since I was 10, 15 years old, helping my dad. So I know what works and what doesn't work. And my team of designers have a lot of years experience too now. So they come up with really good solutions to daily problems that I think you will not get in a box store, that a lot of times those people don't have the training that we have and the experience that we have.
Yeah, training or the resources, I would say, too. You guys have,
yeah.
There's so much you can. I just know some of the machines that you're talking about, they're not sitting in that big box store. They've got that shipped to them from someone that's already pre-configured. But when you have those on site, then you can really systematize and customize and make it look beautiful and just the cuts that you can make are just phenomenal.
And the other thing we do is include installation in our estimate. So those big box stores, typically they source that out. So they don't always tell you up front how much it's going to be at the end game. So.
And that is a big factor for us because we can control that quality from the very beginning of the process to the end. Because I have seen a lot of installations that went very poorly and made a good product look bad. And I've also seen some average products look good because of a good installation. So when we control that installation process, we can control the quality all the way up to the end of the project.
Yes, you would think the installation is something that's so critical, especially if you have the same crew always doing the same work versus, and I know how this works, and I won't name the names, of course, but I had some carpet put in, I think, at one time or something, and they just would like go down the list from one to the next installation guy until the first guy answered the phone,
Right.
and he does it different than the previous guy who does it different than the other guy,
Right.
and you just don't, like a box of chocolates, that's not what you
Right.
want.
No.
Okay, interesting, good point. What's the biggest question people have before they get started with you? Is it always price, or is it how quickly can it be done, or what's your history and prove to me this is going to work out great?
That would maybe be the only downside is our timelines. We're busy, so we have a lot of jobs going on. So sometimes you may have to be patient to get what you want. But I would say the money is always obviously we're not the cheapest manufacturer of cabinets, but we feel the value definitely outweighs the difference. But the timeline is also it does take us longer to build the cabinets than it does in a box store. So.
What kind of questions do you see, Kristen?
When will I need to be out of my house? When's somebody going to come check on measurements? So our engineer goes to every job site and measures, make sure the plumbing is where it needs to be, HVAC is where it needs to be, especially on the new construction, making sure that our cabinets are going to fit exactly where they're supposed to. So that's probably why we don't have as many issues in the field, because we tackle those midway through the project. So.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a very specific systematized system that makes sure that all the boxes are checked, because you don't want to have a cabinet that said this plumbing was supposed to be over here, and you're talking about new construction, it's not there yet. In theory, that's where it's going to be, but the diagram was off. I remember they had to move my closets one time in my house. That's the first house I got built, and they were putting one closet back to the other and a wall in between. I'm like, no, that's supposed to be one big walk-in. And if I hadn't been there to see it,
Exactly.
then and been able to make it, otherwise I just go, no, too bad, can't get that done. But you guys make sure and take care of all that.
Yeah, we catch all that before the build, so we can make changes if we need to.
Very cool. Oh, we talked a little bit about your impact on the community and what you do. You sponsor local organizations. You said Make-A-Wish, or a few other organizations. What do you like?
So we like to give back. So that's everything from sponsoring a local softball team, a travel team, or we have some bigger projects. So we work with Camp Wartburg. It's outside of Waterloo. Check it out too if you have kiddos. And we rebuilt an amphitheater roof just this past winter. So that was a great project to be a part of. And then we also were a part of Make-A-Wish House, a raffle over in the Metro East area. So we love to be a part of that project, and we love helping kids and people in the community.
Well, I know Make-A-Wish is an awesome. I just thought of her name. I'll just say her first name. I know her last name. It's Stephanie. She's in St. Louis. I think she might be part of that or not. They go by regions, but great organization. If you're helping Make-A-Wish, we know you got your heart in the right place and making a difference. Stay tuned, everybody. You're watching the Your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.